guys, how are you doing today? So we're going to try something new. I don't have a diamond painting going right now. So I was like, so what am I going to do for my Wip Chat? And I am knitting right now. I'm knitting on a little tunic for Rosa that she has been wanting for quite a while. Hang on, I'm going to do something so I don't lose my stitch marker. There you go. So this is the neck. Do you see that? Oops, sorry, I just totally bumped you. Do you see those little leaflets? Those are the ones that Rosa fell in love with when I was knitting a little baby dress recently. And she told me, I want a dress like that. So, and I knew I had seen it. I knew I had seen it somewhere. So I was, going through some of my children's book, with patterns, and I found it. This is a thicker yarn that I did for the baby dress, and if you've been in my lives, I know you've seen that baby dress. Hang on. It is a little different. I have it down here. So this is the baby dress. You see the leaflet pattern is basically the same as this one. It's just a little chunkier. So yeah, I started that one the other night when I finished up my While Kittens Are Away, Mice Will Play from Francesca Studio Works. And I am now just waiting to kit up my Alphonse Mucha from Jaded Gem Shop. I just wanted to get, a little ways ahead with this one. I mean, when I'm done with this leaflet pattern and I have knitted what needs to be done for the sleeves and whatnot, this will basically just be knitting and knitting and knitting, and then with a few increases every now and then. So that'll be easy to just bring in, to the living room while I'm watching TV or something, or bring if I'm going anywhere. So yeah, and we're going to a vacation house, not this weekend or the following weekend. Wait, hang on. No, we're going in the first weekend of November. And since my diamond painting will be 60 by 180 centimeters, that one won't be easy to bring. So I have planned to bring this one, and that is easier. I just wanted, to get a little head start on it. But this one is called Bella, and it is an older pattern, actually. It is by the pattern designer called Line Holme Sørensen. I can link to her webpage if any of you out there is knitting or crocheting, mostly knitting. She also has pattern in English and German. So I will knit her down below. I am using my Knit Pro carbon knitting needles. Those are all I need, all I use really. And then Knit Pro has released some new wires. These are 360 wires. They really just turn and turn and turn, which is huge, because normally I would turn my stitches. Oh my God, my needles. I would twist them off because of the wiring. This one is stupid, so it still twists off. But anyway. So yeah, so this video will be a Wip Chat. I will see if I can actually knit and chat at the same time. We will see. Otherwise, it'll just lay here and be pretty while I'm chit-chatting away. And if you don't know what a Wip Chat is, WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress. And as you can see, my whip this week is my knitting project here. Yours can be a diamond painting. You can knit like me. You can crochet. You can cross stitch. You can take a walk, or you can drive, buying groceries or picking up your kids. or you can just sit in your chair treating this like a podcast. Yeah, and chat means I'm going to chat your ears off for a while, okay? Okay. So I know it's been a while since I had a Wip Chat last. I don't really have an excuse other than time run away and life. Life got in the way somehow. Yeah, and I can't remember what happened because, as you know, I have a horrible memory. But I do know that yesterday I wanted to film this Wip Chat yesterday. I had it all planned out. But then my brother called. Something's wrong here. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. We did this, and then we did a yarn over, this, yarn over, this, yarn over, this, yarn over. Oh, see, that's the mistake. See, that is the thing. Can I knit and talk at the same time? You never know with me. So yeah, I was going to film yesterday, and then my brother called me. He had told me, that Rosa had woken up with really, really big pain in her left leg, up in her hip, and that she wouldn't walk, she wouldn't crawl on anything, she would really just lay there crying and whining a little. So he would take her to the doctor at, I think, 1 o'clock. And then he called me like 1:20 p.m., I think it was, and asked if I would drive them to the hospital in Kyling, which is about half an hour away from us, because they needed to go there right away and, meet them at home when they got there. And I was like, sure, of course I will. I mean, there isn't really a whole lot that I won't do for Rosa. So I drove down there and picked them up, and we went to the hospital, to the pediatric ward. And there was this very, very kind nurse that came in and did a lot of the, measured her height, took her temperature, her weight, all of the things that they, need to do. She got on the little bracelet that they use, and then the doctor came in. Well, one of the doctors came in, and Rosa wasn't particularly happy about him because he needed to do stuff to her that hurt. He needed to figure out if it hurt if he did this. Did it hurt if he did this? What did my... I made a mistake. Hang on. I need to figure out what I did here. I did a mistake on the other row here. Okay. I think I know what I did. I forgot something. Maybe. And he had to move her hip, and the left hip was fine. He could use that, he could bend it, he could rotate it, everything. But then he came to her right hip, and even him just trying to bend her knee, she was crying out. And then he had to rotate her hip, where the leg was a little outward. And she cried. She really, really cried. And it hurt so bad. You could see that it hurt. So he was like, you know what, we we need to do an ultrasound, maybe even get an x-ray. And he was going, like, I'm going to see if they can, find a time today, because we were there around 2:30. Well, a bit after 2, and then we were at the ward at around 2:20, I think, p.m. So, and most of these hospital wards close up at around 3. So we were like a little late into the game. And he came back a little later, was like, okay, usually they go home at 3 p.m., but we got you in on an emergency kind of time, so they will come. They found you a time at around 5 p.m. They're like, okay, well, we had to stay until they did all the things. He was thinking that he had an infection in her hip around the muscles. He told us that if you had like a virus infection, like pneumonia or coughing, sniffling, strep throat, anything that's a virus, it can travel. Mostly it goes to your hip, your knees, or your ankles. And it will then leave some kind of fluid around those bones. And that can cause pain. Because at first, my brother and I was like, oh, it's growing pains. She is 4.5. She's growing. But then yesterday when she wouldn't walk on it at all, and my brother told me and the doctor that, she had woken up at around 3 a.m. in the morning and had screamed in pain. Then it was like, okay, this is not growing pains, So, and even their own doctor was the one who said, okay, you need to go to the hospital because this could be serious. And he suspected basically the same as the doctor said, an infection due to an early infection. So we waited and waited and waited. It was around 3 p.m. when the doctor came in and told us, we got a time. And it was almost 6 p.m. before they picked us up and brought us to this ultrasound. We got something to eat. Well, Rosa got something to eat, and my brother and I, shared a meal because, you can't expect to get something to eat. But my brother got a wristband so that he could pick up food as well. So we shared a meal, and I wasn't really hungry anyway. We got coffee and some hot cocoa and stuff like that. Rosa got something to eat, which is way more important. Like my brother and I said, we're grown-ups and we can go without food. None of us are skinny people anyway. So we got to, and Rosa was so tired at this point of time, she was tired. She wanted to go home. She was in pain. And she had done the blood work perfectly. They had this cream that they put on children's skin, and they had to be there about at least in half an hour, and then it numbs it. This is kind of a numbing cream. And she had that on her arms where they put in the needle. So she was fine, when they took the blood samples. Only they had to poke a finger, and that wasn't numb. So that one she wasn't so happy about, especially since her own doctor had done the same on the other finger earlier in the day. So yeah. But when we came to where the ultrasound was, she was so tired, and in pain, and she was done for the day, you know. She was ready to go home. So even though it doesn't hurt to have this ultrasound done, she was screaming and crying and, you know, just wouldn't cooperate when the doctor tried to do it. I mean, my brother and I did whatever we could to distract her, talking about ice cream and what flavors he wanted, and if she wanted sprinkles on top of it, and what kind of sprinkles. You know, everything we could to get her mind off of what was going on, because she had decided that it hurt. Even though it doesn't, but you know, you can hype yourself up to it if you really want to, and she was done. So we got that done, and then we went back to her room, waited for the doctor to look at the scans, figure out, you know, what will they do? Will they keep her overnight, or could she go home? What was the plan? So they came in a little while later, maybe, I don't know, 10 to 7 or something. Came in and said, okay, you can go home. They brought some medicine that she could take right then and there, and then they got some medicine that she could take in the morning. And then my brother had to pick up more today. And she didn't want to take the medicine. But we were both like, you know, Rosa, this is one of the things where you can't debate this. There is just some things that you have to do. It isn't up for debate. And she was crying a little, and she didn't want to, and it's fine, but you have to. So she got it. She wasn't happy. She got it, and she got, you know, juice to drink between the little sips of that medicine. And then we got her out to the car, and while my brother brought back the wheelchair that we had borrowed, Rosa and I was talking, and I told her, you know, some things you really just have to do. Kind of like Auntie has to take her medicine every day. I don't get to question that either. I mean, I do, but she doesn't need to know that. I mean, like, just look at Auntie taking her medicine 4 times a day, because the doctors tell me I have to. And I mean, I have to take mine for the rest of my life. You only have to take this for, I can't remember if it's a week or 10 days. And I know that you are an amazing, awesome little girl, and you can do this. Then you'll be all better, your hip won't hurt anymore, and you can do whatever you want again. I was like, well, I don't want to. I was like, I know, honey, I know. But you have to, okay? You can debate a lot of stuff and say you don't want to do this and this and this. But when it comes to what the doctors tell you, you have to do it. She was whining a little, and I said, Rosa, I was like, I know, but I don't want to. So now, I know that. I understand that, honey. But you just have to. So yeah, poor baby. My poor baby girl. I love that little one. Yeah. And we drove home. She fell asleep. Of course, she fell asleep like 10 minutes before we were home by my brother. And he had promised her ice cream, so we went into a grocery shop like, I don't know, 2 minutes away from the home. And he got in and got some ice cream, and I drove them home. Went in, you know, with the stuff. He had brought a bag with clothes and for her and for him, and the iPad and whatnot, in case they had to stay. And my brother asked if I wanted to stay, and I was like, no, I had forgotten my own medication, and I really just wanted to go home and relax and knit a little and just sit. So I did that. And, you know, the thing is, Rosa's mom didn't show up at all. She was like, oh, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. And I was like, your daughter is in the hospital. She's crying because she's in pain. She can't move around because she's in pain. Every time we have to do anything, move her around or whatever, she's crying. I mean, she needs her mom. Yes, her daddy is there. Yes, I'm there, but I'm not her mom. She knows that I love her dearly and that I will do practically anything for her. And but I'm not her mom. And I was disappointed, but my brother was really disappointed that she wouldn't, come. And then she was like, oh, I'll stop by in the morning, which is today. But I can tell you, she hasn't been there. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, I know that she barely sees her daughter. She has her, 2 days every 14 days. So every fourth day, right? I don't know. But to have your daughter admitted to the hospital and just not show up. But then again, that just tells us a whole lot about her. I know it's sad and everything, but yeah. Like I told my brother, you know what, just say, that she won't come. I mean, tell yourself that, and then don't tell her anything else than you have to. I mean, they still have shared custody, so he has to inform her about stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, you have to inform her that Rosa is in the hospital. That is what you have to inform her about. You really don't have to inform her about much else, especially since she isn't interested. She doesn't ask, what is going on. My brother was, telling her. He was texting and whatnot. Then, even though she knew that she was home again and had said that she'd stop by today, she just didn't, And I mean, it's 7:30 right now. So, I mean, Rosa is going to bed in about 1.5 hours. Shouldn't she have been there by now? I mean, one would think, right? That if she wanted to go see her girl, she would have been there. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me expecting too much. I don't know. I would just say, okay, your daughter is sick and whatnot, so go see her. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, this is, I don't know, kind of sad, right? But she has me and whatnot. I mean, she has her dad, she has David. But like I said, we just aren't her mom, And she also, yesterday when she had that ultrasound done, she was like, I want my mommy. And I was like, I understand, baby girl. But mom isn't here. I mean, daddy is here and auntie is here. Mom isn't here, and I'm so sorry about that. And it was like, so many times yesterday when we met new nurses and doctors, they assumed that I was the mom because I was there, And we were like, yeah, I'm the auntie, I had to drive them here, so. But I think it's a shame, I mean, yeah. But my brother told me earlier, I wrote when we got up this morning, said, how is she doing today? And he told me, she's been up a little bit walking on her own, which she didn't do at all yesterday. She didn't wanted to do anything that would put any weight on her leg. So that she's been up just a little is good. So hopefully that means that the pain medication she got is helping, just a little. And if I understood it correctly, in that medicine there is also a little bit of antibiotics in it to help. Then the doctor said, if she's still limping, because she was limping in 10 days, I think 10 days or 14 days, you need to bring her in again. Then we will have to see. And then if she limps again in, was it 3 months or something, she needed to come in again. Because then they need, to make sure that the infection has gone away. I mean, right now they said everything was good because it had been detected early enough, which is good. And yeah, because we talked. Last Monday, well, not the Monday we just had, but the Monday before, which would be what, the Monday before last, I think so. Usually I have her on Mondays. Most of you know that. But my brother had written me in the morning saying, Rosa is telling me that her leg hurts, and we were talking about, growing spurts and growing pain and whatnot. And he was like, okay, well, we will see what happens, we will take it as it comes. And then around noon, my brother called and said, okay, she tells me that she wants to come out to you, like she used to, and she want to go to gymnastics. I'm like, okay, good. So I picked her up, and we, got out here, and she did walk around a little and run around and cuddle with the cats, and, basically what she used to. Hang on. We went to gymnastics, and she was complaining a little that her leg hurt, but not, she was doing everything she's supposed to. 2, 3, 4. And then we went home, and my brother, okay, a few days where her legs hurt a little, but not too bad. So we were like, okay, everything's fine again. And, my brother said, okay, every now and then she would complain that her legs hurt. So he would massage them, put on some heat, whatever you do to a child with growing ache. Until, last night. Well, the night before yesterday. So yeah. And now we know why. Ooh, sorry. I'm using this little stand. I'm not using the one that I usually use. This is a little tripod stand, so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Although if I was using the stand that I usually use, I would not be able to see my knitting at all. So this is also why I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. But yeah. And oh dear, last Saturday I was at home, working on my diamond painting, and I was watching Klippel-Feil. This is basically everything I watch right now. I am watching the season 11 with David because he got me into it. And then I'm watching, the first seasons to get caught up. I am at season 5 something. So I'm getting there. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of that. And now I'm just hoping that we can watch some of this weekend. But anyway, I was at home, watching Klippel-Feil, and I was working on my diamond painting while David was at a concert it was basically, this philharmony, I don't know what you call it in English, you know, with an orchestra, and they were playing rock songs like Stairways to Heaven. They played some Rammstein, some Guns N' Roses, this rock music. And I don't like a whole lot of rock music. There were Evanescence, I can't remember the name of it. There were Led Zeppelin, all those oldies rock bands and whatnot. And also his uncle and his girlfriend, they are both into rock. And they had seen that David had shown interest for that concert, so they were asking, "Are you coming? Are you going to it?" And I was like, "You know what? Skedaddle, go." And he was like, "So do you want to come?" I was like, "Nope." You go, enjoy, have a beer, whatever you want. I'm staying here. I'm a big girl. I can, entertain myself. I'm actually pretty good at that. So yeah, and he did enjoy himself, and he sent greetings from his uncle and the girlfriend, and also my aunt, my mom's sister, because apparently she is a volunteer at that music place, and she had her first shift, so she got to serve beer to David and his uncle, and she sent greetings. So yeah, and I had my live on the Sunday, and after that I was live with Angel over at Angel Lee Sparks. Isn't that the name of the channel? Now I'm wondering. Isn't it Angel Lee Sparks? Angel Lee something. Angel Lee Rose. I'm so sorry. It's because we have Sparkly Diamond something, Adam. But I was live over with Angel right after my own live. Timothy was also there, so we had a hooked being live together, doing some girl power and whatnot. Yeah, and then I was working some more on my diamond painting because I wanted to be finished with it, Not that it's a race, but I was like, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if I could do this in less than a month? And I did. I started the diamond painting on the 18th of September, and I finished it on the 15th of October. So that's good. Now I'm just, gonna kit up my what's the name of the canvas? I never seem to be able to remember it. Hang on. It is La Dame aux Camélias, Alphonse Mucha and Jetty Gem Shop. I'll be working on that one for the Mucha Mania in November and December. Mucha Mania is hosted by Anthony over at Single and Placing. And yeah, I bought this canvas specifically for that event. So I cannot wait to work on it. I just need to kit it up. And I think it'll take a little time because of the way that she do her drills. But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it's just fine. I just need, I need to do this without filming it. So yeah, I think I'll maybe do that later today. I don't know. But yeah, that concert and the live. Then this past Monday, I mean, there wasn't any gymnastic because we have a fall autumn holiday here in Denmark, and there isn't ever gymnastics when they have these holidays or vacations or whatever. So, it was the plan that we were just gonna stay out here with Rosa and just relax, watch some TV, whatever. But then, my brother and Rosa ended up being sick. They had a fever, they were coughing, they were sneezing, they were having throat issues, coughing and had mucus and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I'm not having that out here because I don't have time to get ill. I do not have the time. And I also don't want to. I mean, I have way, way too much other things going on, many other things going on. And I have a bad immune system due to my Klippel-Feil syndrome and whatnot. So I was like, I'm not having that. I am not having that. My brother knows that. I mean, even sometimes when Rosa is out here and she has a runny nose and a cough, almost every time I will get it. So like I said, my brother, you know what? It's fine that she can go to kindergarten with this. That is just fine, but she can't come here. Because my health, my immune system, no matter how many vitamins and whatnot I'm taking, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And I just need to look at somebody who's sick or whatever, and I'll get it. So no thank you, sir. But I mean, she was too sick anyway. So we did a video call. She called me on Messenger, and we chit-chatted a little. And I could see, she wasn't feeling well due to the way that she was breathing. I could see that her breathing was a little labored. But she was happy and she was talking, and she called after they had dinner. No, was she having dinner? I can't remember. We were talking, and it was like, okay, but it's almost time for you to go to bed, when we had talked about an hour or so. And she was like, well, I want you to tuck me in. I was like, honey, I'm out here. I can't tuck you in. And she was like, well, then stay on the phone. I'm like, okay. So she took me out to the bathroom while, she got her teeth brushed. I was up there with her when she got on her night diaper and undressed. And then she went into the bed. And I was telling her a little story. And then, said good night, sleep tight, I love you. And she was saying the same back to me. And then I said, we'll see you soon, baby. And we hung up. So I was, tucking her in away from there, which was so sweet. I mean, I loved that. That is what she wanted, even though I wasn't there. That was so, so sweet. I was like, almost asking my brother, we should do that more. I want to be tucking her in as well. Isn't it on Monday, I am babysitting her because my brother has a meeting he has to go to. So I will be going there to babysit her. So then I get to tuck her in again. Yay me. Yeah. I think it's on Monday. I think. I can't remember. There are so many meetings. It's the same. It's the first Tuesday every month. I am babysitting her because my brother has a board meeting. I can't remember what board meeting it is, but he has a board meeting. So I'm there tucking her in. There, and then I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sometimes it's a little, okay, what did I do? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I need to do yarn over and okay. So yeah, I love babysitting, and then we'll see how her leg or her hip is doing, if she's ready to do gymnastics on Monday. Oh, and the other day I found out that Jeff Dunham is coming to Denmark. So I was tagging David and like, please, please, please. So the tickets were up for sale today, this morning. And we got tickets. So we're going to see Jeff Dunham in June next year. I'm so excited. I can't wait. It is the first time that I will see him live, but I love Jeff Dunham, and I love Ahmed, and I love Peanut. Those are some of my favorite characters. So I cannot wait. I'm going to see them. It is in Copenhagen. Of course it's in Copenhagen. It's always in Copenhagen. But we've been talking about, okay, we're taking the train over there, and then we'll find somewhere to have dinner. Well, we're talking about going over there, early, so that we can stroll around a little, spend the time over there, and then we'll find somewhere to have dinner and go to the arena. Just, to do something during the day, It not just being, okay, we're going into the train and we're driving and, zigzag, go to the show and then go home again. So to actually make a day out of it. Because when the show is over, we are going home. That will be quite late. And I'm pretty sure that I will be ready to go home, But I can't wait. I cannot wait. Sadly, we won't be, up front, which that would have been awesome. But you would have had to be getting tickets at a much faster rate than David did, because he went in as like, so you think we can, is this the right place? And I was like, why don't you just buy them? I mean, hello. You can't take this long. They will sell out. But we got tickets, and they aren't too bad. So that's good. I can't wait. When he told me we got them, I was a little giddy going, yay! I'm going to see him. It's kind of the same back when, this is years and years and years ago, we saw David Copperfield. That was also something very, very special, because I have always loved David Copperfield. I've seen him on TV growing up, And then to see him right there, I mean, that was insane. Which reminds me, I haven't heard about him in years, I think. So I wonder what he's doing. Maybe I should Google it. That is my go-to thing, by the way. Every time there is something, I was like, I haven't heard about that one, or I wonder what happened to that one. Google is my friend. And even, every now and then Google can't help me, and then I'm frustrated. Because I'm like, you know what? Google's supposed to know this shit. Which sometimes it just doesn't. And it's kind of sad. Oh, speaking about sad, I read about the One Direction member Liam Payne, I don't know. I've never been a Directioner. They were too young for me. And I'm like, okay, I'm just keeping up with my New Kids on the Block and some Backstreet Boys, I can't do all the boy bands. I literally cannot do all the boy bands. But I read that he died. At first I saw a picture of him and then go, what was it? 1990, what was it? He was 31, so he was born in 1993 to 2024. And I was like, that is 31. And now, at first I saw the picture and I was like, who's this? Who that? Who that? And then I read somewhere, oh, that's one of the dudes from One Direction. I was like, why did he die? He's so young. And I didn't read anything, at first, but then later in the day, I learned that he fell out from a balcony, from a third-floor balcony, which is so sad. Was it in Buenos Aires or something? Somewhere in South Africa. And they suspect that there was some drugs or medicine involved in it, but, nobody knows, and we shouldn't judge anything until we know more. But at least, cause of death was falling out the window, the balcony. But they think that he was unconscious when he fell. But it's sad. 31 years old, that is nothing. He's a kid. And I was like, why didn't someone look out for him, Yeah. Apparently he's the one with least success after One Direction. I don't know. I haven't followed along very well since, again, I haven't been listening to One Direction. I know some of their songs. Of course I do. I know them from the radio and stuff like that. But if I heard a song, I wouldn't be able to tell you that it was a One Direction song. I wouldn't. But, yeah. That is just how life is. But I feel for all the fans. I really, really do. I know how I would feel if it was one of the members from New Kids on the Block that just dropped dead unsuspecting. I would cry for weeks, I think. I've been a fan of those guys for almost 40 years by now. God, I feel old. Wow. 35 years. I was 10 when I became a fan. So it's 35 years I've been a New Kids fan. A blockhead, as it's called. We're called blockheads. But yeah, 35 years. That's crazy. But I saw that New Kids had also put out, a notice yesterday about his death. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. But they put up something, in remembrance of his life. They're very good at that, whenever a music colleague dies, they're very good at, if they've met them, they will put up some sort of memory with them. Especially Donnie is very good at that. If I've met them, he would put out a little URL, I like that person because blah blah and stuff like that. And I remember meeting this person and we talked about blah blah. He's very caring. But yeah. But I do feel sad for all the fans. I really do. And I'm 31. That is nothing. He's a baby. Anywho, anything else? I don't feel like I have a whole lot to talk about this week. Just because I can't remember everything I did. That horrible, horrible memory. Oh yeah, David has started to put up all the Halloween decorations outside. I can put in a picture, to show you some of the decoration from... I took some pictures last night when I came home, to see some of the light outside. So I can put in a few pictures of the light outside. Well, yeah, some of it. He isn't done yet. And he isn't done putting up all the decorations yet. So there might still be more to come. But it looks good so far. So far, it looks good. And he is taking great pride in it. It's so fun. And our neighbors is like, looking at it and they think it's funny. One of our neighbors, they have their grandkids every Thursday. And of course that was yesterday. So the woman over there, the neighbor, was walking past, I'm sorry I bumped you, was walking past our front yard with one of the grandbabies, and David heard her say, "Look at this, and you should see it in the evening. That is even more cool." And they're like in their 70s, So they think it's so cool that we do this. And I can't wait to see how many kids we'll have this year. Last year, we had a bunch of kids. And, this year it's a Thursday, right? It's a Thursday. But hopefully there will be many kids coming. I have been buying a ton of candy, so they better be here. Otherwise, me and David has to eat it, and that's not healthy. So I'm like, the kids better come. They better come because I can't eat all that candy. And David can't eat it anyway. We don't need all that candy. Nah, it's fine. But it's more fun, to give it to the kids. Oh, that reminds me, I have to figure out where to buy some water-based face makeup. I need to look into that. I need to look into that. I have an idea. I just need to figure out if it's possible to do it. I also need to go look at Temu if they have what I need. Not the makeup, I'm buying that here. I want to make sure that it's free of all sort of chemistry and whatnot. That is important to me because my skin can be sensitive. So I don't want to take any chances if I'm supposed, if I'm doing what I'm thinking about, I will have to paint my entire face, which is why I don't want to buy, cheap Temu makeup. I want, but then again, isn't it basically the same that I'll be buying in a grocery store? I don't know. I need to figure it out. Anyway, there's more that I need to look into at Temu. Just, to see if it's possible. It's a custom that I'm looking for. And the problem is, I have found it several places. That's not the issue. The issue is that the places that I found it is a small, a Chinese small, which is almost an extra small over here. And I am not an extra small. I'm just telling you. I wouldn't be able to fit one boob into that, I think. Hello, give me it in a size of woman, please. Not a children's size. I can't wear that, Nah, it'll be good. I just need to check out if they have it on Temu. Because I think that is the only place where I'd be able to get it before Halloween. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm also going to start working on my Christmas premiere. And that is going to be a lot of fun. So if you're a content creator and you want to be a part of the Christmas premieres, I will link the Facebook group down below so that you can go and to become a member of the Facebook group, because we do need more content creators doing a premiere. And if you have questions, before you wanna go into the Facebook group, you can text me. You can write me on Instagram if you want to. You can send me an email. I will be happy to answer your questions, but it is a lot of fun. It's basically you have to do about an hour video that is set to be a premiere, and it will be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Last year we also had Boxing Day. So, if we can get enough content creators, we might be able to do Boxing Day as well. But we do need more content creators to make it happen. So if you're a content creator and you feel like, oh, this could be fun, contact me or go to the link to the Facebook group. That would be so neat, and I would love to see more new content creators, taking part of it. But I am, starting to make my own plans, and I need to go speak with some people about it. Hopefully I can arrange whatever, ideas that I have. Hopefully though I can do those like I want to do them. I can get it to work no matter what, but if I can do it like I hope to, that would be so much better. Yeah. We'll have to see. And then I need to find something more, because, I don't know if I can get an entire hour out of those plans that I have so far. And I did Christmas ornaments last year, so I can't really do that again this year. I showed off our Christmas decoration, our outside decorations last year, so I'm like, you can't do that again. It hasn't really changed that much. Okay, sure, there might be new viewers, but wouldn't it just be boring to see my our Christmas decorations outside? I don't know, maybe. And again, that isn't like 15 minutes of video. That is like maybe 5 minutes. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I can find something Christmas diamond painting. I want, if it's possible, and I hope that the mini dazzles will be restocked before Christmas. They have these Christmas mini dazzles. If I can get those in a restock before Christmas, that would be so neat, because then I could work on some of those, well, some of them, while maybe answering some Christmas tag questions or something. That would be, a possibility for the rest of the time. Because also last year I talked about traditions and how we were celebrating Christmas last year. And I want to do, different things. So I'm not just copying myself from year to year. But yeah, I don't know. And I also don't want to copy other blatantly, it's kind of, there is only so many things you can do, right? So yeah, you will end up copying other people's, maybe their this year video or earlier videos. You can't do that much. Some people are basically just doing a Wip Chat, which is just fine, because it's all about keeping people company. Not everybody has people to celebrate Christmas with either by choice or because they don't have any family. And we want to make sure that they have somebody to keep them company during Christmas. So, I mean, even a Wip Chat is good, you know. And then since it's done as premieres, we have the option of being in the, you know, live commenting with these people, keep them company while our videos are live. So yeah, which is why I always ask, you know, I know that Christmas Eve I won't be able to be on my premiere, which is, you know, okay, I don't want to do Christmas Eve because that is when we celebrate Christmas over here. And if we have enough to do a Boxing Day, that isn't possible either because we have a huge Christmas dinner on Boxing Day. But Christmas Day, on the 25th, I usually have time. So that would be a great day for me to have my premiere going. And I know, you know, other people in America and in Britain, they are celebrating Christmas on Christmas Day. So, you know, I have the possibility of doing my premiere while other people are celebrating, if they're celebrating. And not everybody is celebrating Christmas. So, you know, it depends on what you want. Some people make non-Christmassy premieres, you know, for those that don't believe in God or don't believe in Christmas or however. Yeah. Oh, and last year I also talked about where Christmas came from, how it came, you know, how in Denmark we celebrated Yule, the Norse mythology, how Christmas, you know, the Christian Christmas was inspired from the Norse mythology to make it easier for the Vikings and whatnot to accept it. So I talked about that last year. That was interesting. I learned a lot too, which makes it even better because if I can learn something every day, that's awesome. I love to learn new stuff. Tell me, when am I done with this row? When I'm done with this row, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows left on the pattern, and then, well, this leaf pattern. And then I need to do some sleeves and then just knit and knit and knit, which then is the easy part. And it does go faster when you have this thicker yarn. I do knit with 2 threads just because I don't carry that thick of yarn, because I mean this is on a 4.5 millimeter needle, which is the thickest needle that I can work on without big issues. I mean, I can feel my hands getting tired and whatnot, because usually my preferred size of knitting needles is 3 and 3.5 millimeters. Those are the ones that I love the best. Those are the ones that if I'm capable, I will use those needle sizes all the time. But I mean, this one had to be 22 stitches on a 4-inch. And usually the yarn, this yarn that I'm using is it 27 or 28? Yeah, that is 28 stitches per 4-inch. So I would have to, I mean, that's why I have 2 strands. So it's all good. I just need to have it on thicker needles to make sure that hopefully the gauge is fine. If not, I will have to measure it, let Rosa try it to see if it's okay. If not, I'll just have to try it again. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, it's better than it's a little too big than a little too small. So hopefully, if it isn't a perfect fit, it's too big, because then it's fine. But we'll see. Anywho, I ended up talking for like a little longer than an hour, and I'm kind of surprised because I didn't think that would be possible today. But if you're new to my channel and you've watched this far, I hope you consider subscribing. The subscribe button is right down there. Next to it, you'll find a bell. If you ding that bell and choose all, you will be notified whenever I put up a new video. And if you're back, hi friends, I'm so happy you're here. I hope you know how much I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And all of you, please give this video a thumbs up, a like. It makes me happy and it helps my channel. And also, if you want to, please share my content with friends and families, because I am so close to hitting 500 subscribers and I would love to do that. And if I hit 500 and stay there for a while, I will do some sort of giveaway. So yeah, let that be a good reason for helping me out to reach my 500 subscribers. Yeah, I think that is it. I'm so happy you were here. I hope to see you in my next video. So yeah, bye everybody. Bye. I love you all. Take care. See you in my next video.